Well, your way. We have Froggy on a champion that requires skill around the CS. A dangerous proposition, to say the least, but they need to bounce back from their last series, taking on a resplendent luxury. And with a pick like Zeri, perhaps they can.
Oh, I'm so excited for this draft. So many cool things, especially on the Saigon Buffalo side. We have a Zeri again, Shogun Zeri. Unfortunately paired with the Leona, because VCS can't ever go Enchanters for some reason. I hate that, but okay. To me, both of these drafts are very similar in the fact that it looks like whoever goes first is gonna lose the team fights. We have so many disengage tools on either side, and we have like one or two engaged champs with Lee Sin and Leona mostly, and then Gragas can be either. But whoever goes first is probably going to lose because the enemy team has so many answers. So I'm very interested to see which of these two super aggressive teams can hold back more, because neither team is known for holding back. And with how Luxury performed against Sky in their first series, this is a very different look, because they were diving turrets left, right, and center. And they can't really afford to do this against the composition Saigon Buffalo drafted for themselves.
Yeah, it is really interesting to see how they're going to sort of hold that one up. Someone else I want to keep an eye on is Blazers. Obviously, Corki at this point globally, it has become a little bit boring. Everyone's so used to it. But Blazers was playing it last split. And playing it well.
Yeah, he was maybe the second best Corki, together with Carty mostly. Those two adopted the Corki way earlier than anyone else. Even Yada wasn't really able to bring the Corki, so let's see what Blazers can do. Maybe the last week of Corki we can see, because at least in LEC and LCS, with the Corki nerfs, they have really shied away from the Corki, which surprised me, considering his damage is not touched at all, but it seems like people are really valuing the timers on those package respawns more than I anticipated, so potentially our last hurrah of the Corki, depending on when we are going to move on 11.3, but for now, this lane is probably the most boring farm lane you've ever seen in your life. Neither champion wants to do anything for the first, 30 minutes of the game, so we're just going to collect some minions, and yeah, Froggy needs to show us all that he can see us. And most of the time, to be fair to him, on control mages, when he does play the farm game, he is, let's not say great, but decent at it. It's the games where he tries to roam and impact other lanes where he really falls behind very hard in those lane matchups. So I don't expect him to fall behind too much. He's already behind 5 CS, but there's a wave crashing into his tower, so even CS for the most part in the mid lane.
Ooh, Huzmed playing with fire a little bit up against Coded, going very low, ensuring his wave crashes, denying as many minions as he can, and the BJ arrives.
Might force a teleport.
For a dive on, I guess. It's a bit risky. Yeah, they're going to walk him all the way out of lane. BJ is just going to escort him, give him a little bit of a slap on the ass on his way out, and that's going to be a teleport force.
So I'm not 100% sure on the interaction. It looked a little weird to me because Gragas did move with his E, so either BJ was a tiny bit slow on the W activation, or Gragas.
The W wasn't up.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, because Gragas did move. So I think if he came in with the W activated at the start, then of course the Gragas might just wait out the W, which is possible. But yeah, it looked to me like BJ was a little bit uncomfortable on this champion. It's not really a champion you would associate with BJ, as we have a bot clash. Taki.
Oh, Vit's in trouble, has to flash away. Good play there by CBL, delaying any forward movement by Taki, who takes a bit of damage on the way out for himself, but that's 2 summoners forced off of Vit for only the ignite of Taki, and BJ, he reset after that top lane play, and he's here in the bot lane.
Flash.
Vit has to be very careful. Zap buying time. The E misses. That's a real... Oh, that's such a big brain time Kent move, but it just doesn't matter. Oh, it does in fact matter as the rest of Luxury arrive. BJ has the movement speed to try and get away. Will dodge away from the tongue. Taki, though, has no hope as Killer Queen turns it around. 2 for 1.
Oh, Killer Queen Flash! Okay.
Oh, Killer Queen! He wants this. Flashes over the baby cage, throws out the Q, gets BJ.
Man, Killer Queen is such a smurf. He's playing out of his mind the whole winter. He has been amazing, and I'm talking about winter more as a season than a split. So winter split, he has really come together, and now spring split, he's just continuing to perform. Wow, Killer Queen's first thing he does on screen, basically after farming for 4 minutes, is getting a double kill with amazing aim. But as he pointed out, very bad mechanical execution there. Why don't you just flash E, BJ? Flash E! Flash E! What are you waiting for?
It's not only a misplay on BJ's part. I think CBL also played it perfect.
Oh, for sure, but
just
CBL never
dive where he knew he was going to be.
Definitely, with what was given to CBL, he played it perfectly, but if you flash E, CBL has no chance of getting there in time. The W's channel takes too long, so it's really just on BJ not being decisive enough, or maybe thinking he can get away without his summoner spell, but really, just use the flash, secure the kill, walk out again. This way, now Luxury very far ahead, and here's another dive!
Yep, they're going under tower. They want Husmed. They cast him back out into the open. Conan tanking up the perfect amount of tower damage. But Killer Queen will fall on the way out. That's a shutdown given over to Husmed. He'll be happy with that one.
A little bit of a caster curse there, going Killer Queen's way. That was not great. He missed the Q on the set play, so maybe a little bit of miscalculation on the replacement range from Coated, but in the end, I think he should have probably called off the dive there, because he gave over a shutdown to the Jace, and well, the Grog is not going to be happy with that shutdown going over. He now has to play against an accelerated Jace. And yeah, his jungler got a kill, but he already had 2 kills, so definitely a losing play for the side of Luxury. And Saigon Buffalo now has a little bit of a power advantage on the top side. Husmed had a rough series on yesterday, it was, I believe, so let's see what he can do today.
Yeah, I think he went 1-6 on the Tryndamere. That was not great. Also, just a little bit of a check-in. Husmed currently 10 CS up, and as of about 5 seconds ago, already has 56 stacks on that Veigar passive, up to 62 now. So he's off to a great start.
Oh, Killer Queen has ultimate.
Oh, Husmed does his best with the E. He's actually got a lot of movement speed, and they can't get onto him. Well played.
Nicely done. And that's taking so much pressure. You're still investing so many resources to get the Gragas into a more even state of the game, maybe punishing Husmed, taking away his freedom in top lane, but he had no flash. Now flash is available for the next gank. So the window of punishment has closed now, and Killer Queen needs to be careful. He's super strong though in the 1v1.
Yeah, just immediately puts the boot on BJ. They know that there's no top laner here for SGB, but there is a bottom lane as Shogun has already arrived. CBL moving in from the side. BJ gets the hammer onto Lee Sin, but it just doesn't matter because Corky's here with a package. Who's
he got it! He got it!
Oh no, Blazer's got it in the end. He picks it up, he secures it. BJ could not hold his smite. He had to use it for health. A tragedy for the Buffalo.
And this is really... Oh, okay, Husmed wants some revenge. We have a chaotic game. And both of these...
we found Ego. I think we found it.
Both of these teams definitely didn't really draft for this kind of style, but we know these are 2 of the most aggressive teams, especially with how Luxury looked on day 1, on Friday. Usually... maybe not the most aggressive team, but they have a new look, and SGB has always been the highest combined kills per minute of any team, so close to actually stealing that one away, but BJ just disconnected from his team. Killer Queen, well, sometimes the aggression backfires, and this time Husmed is there to punish him. He's going to get both of the buffs, I believe, so Husmed in a really strong position. You pointed out Froggy's CS, so Saigon Buffalo, apart from the obvious flaws in their objective game right now, they're doing well for themselves in laning phase.
That they are your way as the barrel comes out in topside Coated, trying to play around this one, but BJ flies in from the side and gives Jace another kill.
Beautiful, another one over to Husmed, so he's now 3-0, I believe, or 3-1 I should say, because he died in the first dive, so okay, double flash, Killer Queen is here, hot on his heels.
Yeah, but Froggy's okay at the moment, puts up the baby cage, it's a big obstacle for Killer Queen to navigate. I think Froggy's fine.
Killer Queen is so thirsty. Oh my god. Just chasing forever and ever. This buys a lot of time for Corki though, and Blaze is immediately using his Rift Hold. A little early maybe, but should be 2 or 3 platings. Yeah, with the help of Killer Queen should be 3 platings. So Blaze is very strong as well. He picked up 2 of the kills. He's now ahead in CS as well as Corki was moved out of lane due to unfortunate circumstances. So please cut him some slack. He was actually ahead in the 1v1, but then had to move out of lane. This now means Blazes, yeah, he's in a very good position to carry this game.
Yeah, he really, really is. Wanted us to do a quick look in on the bottom lane. Both of the AD carries are scaling and moving on. Back to the top side of the map where there has been more and more action. Killer Queen, he's very strong. He's got those 3 kills, but his farm's really nothing to be too proud of.
Yeah, that's true, but I think he was much more focused on actually not dying, so it's alright, I'd say. Let's see if he's going to go for another aggressive fight. I completely lost, so what you were talking about, I'm very sorry, but Killer Queen gets another kill there in the top lane, so he definitely gets me back into the game, as he is not focused on farming at all, and he's Lee Sin, so that's alright to do. I thought you were talking about Hasmid there for a second.
I was not.
Yeah, but Killer Queen now puts a foot down in the top lane, and that's 2 more platings to Luxury winning the objective game. And look at the gold lead. It's 2k at 12 minutes.
Yeah, this is Luxury. Once again, they did this up against BTS to a much bigger degree. Saigon at least putting up a fight. They will move down, claim themselves a Hex Tech Drake, getting that first stack. But it's a first Drake at 12 minutes. It's hardly breaking speed records. A soul is still a long, long distant future. That's 4 plates being taken on the top side. This Gragas is very big.
Oh, awesome.
They're just going to dive him.
Oh, the E misses though. That's a kill.
Oh, Huzmed though turns it around. The teleport now coming in. Killer Queen going low. He has a blast cone. Can Huzmed find that last shot? He can't, but he'll take the one.
And what is Luxury doing? I mean, they're still winning the game. They're putting in a good effort to win the game for sure. But why are you focusing so hard on the top lane? Coated Gragas is not there to dominate the lane, and they're really failing in these dives over and over again. Now Hasmid 4-2. Yes, CS isn't great, but he has all the gold he needs. And apart from the obvious tower advantages for Luxury, Saigon Buffalo is keeping up with them. So good performance so far on the bounce back. And Coated, you really can't... Oh, it's a beautiful sidestep for Hasmid, honestly. And this was a double kill angle. Froggy very, very unhappy with that teleport, because that was wasted. It was super late as well. As we see the tower, there's another attempt on Coated.
Yeah, they're going to go under the tower there. Lots of damage coming in. The barrel does create some space, but Huzmed doesn't actually want to come back in. That's an ignite spent, but Coated survives. Now Killer Queen coming up.
Oh, the Q!
Extremely low. The Q lands. Huzmed knocks him away. He needs to find another Q onto either target. Will get him a kill. He can't quite find it.
Why are we constantly playing around top lane? I don't understand. Both of these teams just won the party in the top lane, and both ADCs have been farming very nicely, actually. And BJ here for some action.
Yeah, but he's never going to find anything. That was, I don't think, ever going to happen. Just gave CBL a little bit of damage. Shogun continuing to scale up on the Zeri. Has the Triforce completed already. No Mythic for Jinx, but I think he's probably sitting on quite a lot of gold. So should be able to back for the Kraken Slayer or the Gale Force soon enough.
Yeah.
The tower falls in the top side. The gold lead is grown slightly.
Luxury definitely in control of this game. It's not quite as clean as we've seen some of the other games go in their favor, and earlier today for Sky. But even though they have some over-aggressive moves on the map, they're maybe miscalculating a little bit of their advantages. They're still definitely winning this game right now. Hasmid is the huge power point for Saigon Buffalo, and they need to put him to use. They are basically fighting poke with poke in the late game with Corki against Jace. But first we have a clash at the second Rift Hold.
We do, but it's already going down very, very low. The Jinx Rocket comes across. No Miracle Steals there. Luxury, are they still interested in this one? I don't think they are. They just wander away.
Nicely done. Saigon Buffalo using their zoning tools, especially Froggy's E there, Event Horizon, to zone Blazes away. Blazes can opt to package through that Event Horizon, but then he's stunned afterwards, so it's super dangerous. But you have to keep this possibility in mind. It's unstoppable, so you can actually escape the cage if you want to. Later in the game, this might come in handy if he wants to reposition, gets caught by Froggy or anything. So he's going for the poke Corki as well, as we all expected. So this is really just fighting fire with fire, and it's just accuracy. Now, Hasmid against Blazes in a little bit of an archery contest.
Always fun. It's coded. Gets away. Hasmed is scaling up well, has that Eclipse, has the the Mana Moon. Hasn't turned into the Muramana quite yet. That would be very early. Your way. Who is actually favoured in a long game? I know scaling is a very nebulous thing, and I know there's opinions on it. Sometimes it's overvalued, but if this goes to 3-4 items, who do you think that benefits?
Yeah, indeed. That's very hard to say in this game. I think both teams have a lot of things that go well for them in the late game. It's mostly down to execution and how people are going to play around the fights before the fight starts. I think in a pure 5v5 without anything, it can go either way, honestly. It really just depends on execution. Generally, I think Corki is an obstacle that's very hard to overcome in the late game. Corki can just sit there, be safe with his W, and poke everyone to death. So, honestly, at this point, especially on this patch, I almost always favor the Corki composition. So I feel like I give the very slight edge to Luxury, but there's certainly ways how Saigon Buffalo can get away from those kind of advantageous positions, and they have a little bit of poke of their own. I think Shogun is going to play a huge part. Blazes does not have package. He's just walking up there, and look at the damage already.
Yeah, but the dragon has already fallen, so Luxury are just going to be looking for kills on the other side. Shogun poked down extremely low, but it's a lovely Event Horizon, stopping any plays from Luxury.
And this is a little bit of a bad position to be in for Luxury for the whole game, because they lost 2 dragons, even though they might have been the stronger team. Looking at the Corki damage there, they certainly were the stronger team in just the poke standoff. So losing a little bit of the early dragons means they have to be more decisive around the next few. And if they have to go in, Corki against Jace battle is just so funny. But if they have to go in to secure Dragon, it really plays into the Event Horizon and the Steadfast Presence counter-engage.
Yeah, I really want to keep an eye on BJ and how he does use that Steadfast Presence. As there's a teleport coming in, they're going down under the tower. Husband immediately taken extremely low, just flashes away to safety though, does well. Froggy picked up 1 kill, Husband picked up the 2nd. Now BJ playing a huge front line here, but has to be careful of Vit's damage. But Taki surfs into the backside. This is 3 kills already picked up. This could be a game-ending fight your way, as Luxury are melting away. 4 of them have fallen.
Okay, Shogun?
The run. Shogun surfing on forward. Zeri is here to play. That's a shutdown. That's an ace.
And what did Luxury just do? We talked about them being aggressive around tower dives, but this is not the composition to do it with. They ignore the composition, and unfortunately, we have seen this so many times in the VCS. Think back to the spring split last year, where Saigon Buffalo tried those poke comps, those late-game hypercarry Vel'Koz comps, and they just weren't really able to execute. And once again, this is an instance where the team comp looks great, but they do the same thing they've practiced in scrims on their normal comps. But diving Veigar and Poppy is just not the way to go. Vit isn't even there, and Vit has no mana too. Gets caught by Taki. A really bad position, honestly, by Vit. But the fight is already over at this point, so just a bad read on their and the opponent's composition, I think. They are just a little bit too excited about their early success, and now the game is firmly in Saigon Buffalo's control. Everyone got some kills out of there. The Corki is still here. The Corki can still win the game, but right now Saigon Buffalo is feeling good about themselves.
Yeah, for sure. After a big fight win like that, they are back in the gold lead for I think the first time this game. Their Vega continues to scale 170 stacks for Froggy. He's having an absolutely fantastic time. Killer Queen. He can't get in. Oh my word, as you said on the other side, Vit just has been assassinated. Shogun pops the ult, gets one kill. You know he's going to go over this wall. No, never mind. He doesn't have the E. Doesn't want to go that crazy. As the baby cage once again is used in eyeing the approach. They're just going to start the Baron.
Look at the zoning from Coated. He's trying to keep Hasmed away from the Baron, but he's losing very hard.
Is he zoning him? I think he might just be running. As Hasmed appears to want to give him a go. Hasmed will die to shut down Given over to the Corki.
Corki at Baron.
100% secure the Baron.
Ooh.
Rocket. Ooh, nope. Smite it away. Well done there by B&J. CBL dives this way to safety as well. So it's a dead Hasmed, but it's 4 lovely velvet suits for the Buffalo.
And in the end, Saigon Buffalo get away with the Baron and advantageous kill traits as well, I believe. They kill Killer Queen and Vit. And of course, Vit against Event Horizon without Flash, that's very hard to play. We just saw him, Froggy completely shutting down the enemy AD carry. Froggy and Shogun working together. Very nice slow into Event Horizon. There's nothing he can do. And then Killer Queen, he was looking for his big flank, but he was the one being flanked. In the end, it's a Baron buff, and Saigon Buffalo is moving ahead in this game. They can now really try to siege against the Corki. The Baron buff is really the only thing that can give you a little bit of security at sieging, because even Corki can't clear Baron buffs in a second. And what is he doing over here? CBL is set.
CBL has been found. The frog will be sent back to the sewers. It's a disaster there. And it looks like Buffalo are just in full control of this game. The Leona zoning ultimate used. It's not a miss, it's a zone. Ooh, big shot hit onto Blazers as well. Take a little bit of that, you bloody Corky. Bit of your own medicine. As they will back off. Saigon Buffalo very happy with what they've already achieved.
And that's how Hasmed is really putting in work here, as we have a huge pick.
Yeah, it's an absolutely massive one as they're going to go in. There is a flash over the wall there by Coded, but Lee Sin will fall. But Froggy's gone down on the other side already. Into the wall, BJ gets it, and Hasmed with a double as he whips in the big shock blast. And they will come out just about on top.
I love these two teams. They are so chaotic. They never shy away from a fight, even on these compositions, which, to be honest, once again, doesn't really make much sense, but we're here for it. And that's another dragon for Saigon Buffalo. They are now just one dragon away from Seoul. Seoul is going to be insane against Corki if they're secured, so it's really on Luxury to show us some signs of life here and maybe prepare for the next game, because this one looks almost, I wouldn't say non-dusted, but definitely in control for Saigon Buffalo. And look at this chase, 9-3. They tried to shut him down. They focused everything, all their efforts in the early game on the top lane. And honestly, in the first series, they went to bot lane. They played through Vid. Vid was their main carry, and he looked amazing. This game, they went back to their old topside ways. Not working so far.
Froggy.
Yeah, really nice from Froggy. He dies for it.
He dies for it, but who cares?
Yeah, he set up the fight. It was nicely done. Hasmed with the shield. Clutch shield there from his item. If that Q hits, that's probably an inhibitor if he hits that one Q on the backline target. But regardless, it's still going to be a lot of gold and the dragon, but not actually breaking the base, because it's so hard against this composition. They have so much range, they have so much wave clear effortlessly from so far away. And Vid scaling up, Corki scaling up, 3 items completed for Blazes, so we shouldn't write this off.
Taki surfs his way in, get good flash there to not get knocked into the enemy team by the Gragas barrel. Hasmed whips another one in, doing it well. Oh, Froggy! He just flashes over the wall, immediately throws out the Everfrost and the Event Horizon. Look at all of this damage raining in onto Luxury. He can't quite follow it up into a kill, but again, demonstrating the damage that this Buffalo composition can put out.
You can say what you want about Froggy, but he is a playmaker. And that was another instance of Froggy going absolutely crazy. In the end, he drew a few flashes, I believe. Yeah, Blazes Flash. Blazes Flash. That's a good trade. Blazes Flash is so important. Now he can't flash out of your E. If you ever get him into the E, he has to use the package if he has the package. Taki might die here.
Taki in trouble. Taki, his back was stopped by the rocket, but it doesn't matter. When you trade a support for a jungler, you are trading up. As Killer Queen just goes too deep, and truly the Queen is dead.
And look at Vid. Vid is just trying to run around the map, avoid enemy contact, just get as much gold as possible, as quickly as possible. He's still far away from an IE. Actually went for armor penetration first. Not sure if I agree with that. Actually, take a look at Taki's build. Looking at Taki's build, I really don't agree with that. Of course, he's going to get a little bit of HP base damage. Warmox is an interesting one, because he can now take the poke from Blazes all the time and just walk back and take a little bit of time to regenerate and then stand on top of in front of his carries again.
The thing I need to confirm is, does he have 3,000 health?
They changed Warmox. You don't need 3k.
That's not a thing anymore.
The
Heart of Warmox, is that not a thing anymore?
Yes, but they changed it somehow. I think you need a little bit less. It's definitely better as a single item now. I need someone to confirm how it actually works, but I believe it's easier to trigger now, so you don't actually have to go through 3k. Should hopefully be available for him. We're going to check later.
Hopefully. I do see the logic. If the passive is turned on, I definitely see the logic. I'm not 100% sure I agree with it, but I do see his thinking at the very least. Both teams now playing around this top side in the red buff region for Luxury. SGB getting all of the vision in the world. This is an absolute nightmare situation for the Luxury team. Baron, 20 seconds away, and if that control ward gets cleared, this is a pitch black portion of the map.
Yeah, it's beautiful control from Saigon Buffalo, littering the enemy top side with wards, and it's so hard to clear them. They can't walk into there because all these choke points, especially on the mountain rift, are perfect for Froggy to set up his E. Look at Killer Queen, he's just walking around, can't really do anything. I'd expect Froggy to have maxed his E by this point as well, so it's a 3-second stun if anyone ever walks into that one. Look at CBL, he's supposed to be the tankiest target. 2 Ws put him down to almost half HP. Shogun has no issue clearing the waves now with this item, so it's a really good position. But look at the timer at the top left of the screen. 30 seconds left to maybe the game deciding soul fight, and the poke is in Saigon Buffalo's favor.
That it is, and Mountain Soul would only make it worse, as those shields allow them to shrug off the poke even more. But Blazers is carrying around a hefty set of rockets. As the package is locked and loaded, the package is primed. He has a big
he's almost
job
dead
to
though.
do. But a kaboom! Shock blast landed, he packages away. Disaster for Luxury.
He does have teleport, but nowhere to teleport to, so I think Luxury is going to make a beeline for the Baron. They can't contest the Dragon, they know that they can't.
Look at this.
Double ADC on the Baron. Saigon Buffalo knows about this. Ooh, they're calling off the Baron, and the teleport is coming in. This is the game-deciding moment.
Win the game. This decides the game, potentially. The helicopter comes in. Poppy denies the enemy jungler, but she can't get in to secure it with the smite. That is going to be the Baron secured here for Luxury, but CBL will be the first to pay the price. Froggy with a good Everfrost there, holding up Killer Queen for a moment. Shogun now rides over the wall, wants to ride the lightning.
Ult available.
He whips a shock over onto the rest of the team. There's the Baby Cage trying to stop that Lee Sin, but it doesn't matter because the rocket sun's back in from Jinx. This is a potential turnaround here by Luxury. They played this perfectly. They have the health bars your way. Shut down for Jinx. She gets excited, charges on forward, and SGB are on the retreat. They've made the wrong call.
SGB still with positioning on the Dragon, and there's no teleport or anything close to the Dragon, so SGB might just try to force the Dragon. They might even concede some lives for the Dragon. No, they lose both objectives.
Their health bars are way too low. They've really screwed this. This is a horrible decision out of SGB.
Yeah, I have to go back to the start of the game when we talked about these two compositions scaling, and it's mostly about who's going to go in first, because whoever goes in first loses the fight, and this is another instance of that coming to fruition, or coming true, where Luxury is the one to be able to kite back defensively. Saigon Buffalo, they have so many amazing disengage tools, but their engage is meek. It's pretty bad, honestly. Event Horizon is not quick enough to catch anyone. The Poppy as an engage tool is not great either. It's much better defensively. So they just funnel into all of the enemy team one by one and die one by one. Many shutdowns to Vid. Double objective bounties and double objectives for the side of Luxury. And suddenly the game is super close again.
And it starts so well. You see Lee Sin flying off to the side, but it's a barrel that stops BJ stealing it. Well played, Coated.
Yeah, and look, Hasmit puts in so much work here, but then he oversteps at the crucial moment. Also, look at Froggy and Shogun together, grouping up against the Rockets, and now look at the shredding Rockets. 3 abilities, and they're both dead. Shogun can't continue the fight. Hasmit oversteps into the Gragas. Good flash from Vid to secure another shutdown. That's just a huge shutdown. Look at his items now. He should be close. Oh no, that's...
But as we come back out, ultimates are being used onto Coded. It's just the one, though.
Yeah, and it's against Baron, so they're not going to be able to push anything down. The Baron is not going to advance the map positioning for Luxury, as it seldomly does from behind. It's much more just the objective to prolong the game. Enemy team doesn't have Baron, so they can't do anything. You will not be able to do anything with the Baron, but at least you buy time. And Hasmid is working on the tower. Oh no, Killer Queen!
Oh no, Killer Queen, the baby's been caged. You hate to see it if you're a Luxury fan. Blazers is thunking in a lot of damage though as another cage goes up. CBL playing well around the boundaries. You need to be careful here, SGB. There's still a hell of a lot of poke, but they'll claim a tower against the Baron.
Yeah, Baron is a very useful objective, by the way. The next big thing to spawn is the Mountain Dragon. 3 minutes away, and this time Saigon Buffalo should just focus on the Mountain Drag. They got baited by the Baron objective, and as you can see, the Baron doesn't actually do anything. They could have just given up the Baron. Who cares? Give them the Baron. They're going to have a few minutes with Baron, and then Baron is gone. Just secure the soul. Now the soul is dicey, because look at all the items coming in. 4 items Corki, 4 items on Vid, no IE, which I hate, but still 4 items. And yeah, they do bring the damage now to win team fights. It's gotten much, much riskier in the last few minutes, and Saigon Buffalo might have squandered the opportunity to take away a game from Luxury.
This is suddenly a very losable game, as you've been saying. And SGB, should this go in Luxury's favour, will be kicking themselves, because you're right. Just give up the Baron, take the Mountain Soul. It doesn't matter. You would right now be in such a better position. Luxury, they're gearing up, still 2 minutes away from that Dragon fight. It's going to be another situation where they have to choose between Dragon and Baron and SGB. For the sake of your fans, I hope you choose right this time.
Yeah, you just saw what they did with Baron, which was absolutely nothing. So please just take the Dragon. Take the Dragon side of the trade, it's the better one. But one thing we have to keep our eyes on keep a very, very close eye on is BeanJ's ultimate. If Saigon Buffalo is able to control the space and get there first, BeanJ has the opportunity to deny everything from Killer Queen. And he did find Killer Queen in the last fight, so I expect him to be on point with those. Froggy, and a little bit of pressure.
Uses the Everfrost just to buy himself a bit of space, as another wave is cleared. We're still a minute away. Neither of these teams should be fighting until then, unless someone makes an egregious mistake.
Yeah, and now is the time for Blazes and for Hasmit to trade poke. You can see Hasmit isn't actually that scary anymore. You can see Blazes able to walk away with almost 3/4 of his HP. And now the Rockets are going to be shot back and forth, back and forth.
That they are. I'm worried about Luxury funneling in.
Look at
There's
BeanJ.
the ult being used, but they can't get in because of the chompers. The barrels just knocked Froggy onto those chompers. Forward has got one. Killer Queen has been found. He went too deep, and now BeanJ finds his way into the backside. He's on top of Blazers. Zap! It's a thunder shock into the backside. And much like AZDC, they have been thunderstruck. And now Luxury are being taken away. They are in so much trouble. Taki on top of them, shut down onto the Jinx. SGB have found the fight before the Dragon, before the Baron, into the base.
They take matters into their own hands. They don't wait for the poke to come either side and wait for them to lose control. They just create the greatest flank I've seen in a long, long time. Playing ADC flank, and also the Poppy ultimate was MVP worthy. There was such a great ultimate to change the fight. Everyone coming in from different sides, and suddenly Saigon Buffalo look revitalized.